So let's see.
Not
what
the original
we've got.
case, but these are the, I like this case that this is in because it does protect it. These plastic levers on these things, they break all the time, but oh boy. This is a Max. This is a T-Burst Max. The Honduran mahogany is well over 100 years, maybe 150-year-old Honduran mahogany on it. 100-year-old Brazilian rosewood. ABR 1 bridge and tailpiece. These are not old, they're newer. This one has whiz pickups. It does say Gibson on it. Everybody knows what a Max is. If you haven't played one,
So, okay, just to clarify,
go ahead.
this is a Gibson replica.
It is a replica. This is a
And
Max
this
Les
was
Paul.
made by, what's the man's name that made
Max
this?
Barnett. Peter Barnett built this. They call him Max.
Okay.
He's pretty world famous for these guitars. They are not cheap. I've seen these go as high as $50,000. This is a nice one. And it was designed after Pete Townshend's Les Paul. And it's an exact, I played a lot of 59s. I own two 59s. I can tell you right now, this guitar feels and plays and sounds like a 59. I wish it had PAFs. I may end up with this guitar with PAFs in it. This is incredible.
What are the pickups that are in here?
These are
then?
whiz pickups, which are PAF replicas. They sound absolutely phenomenal. The paint, the nitro, the hide glue was all done. When Max built these Les Pauls, he actually built them exactly like a 59 Les Paul, and they are incredible. Hard to get one, and even when you find one, there's going to be a lot of money. These are not cheap by any means. If you look at it, this one is kind of lightly aged, which is kind of cool. You got a little aging here, but when you actually feel it, this feels like a 59 Les Paul. I've got historics and I've had collector's choice guitars. I own a Derrig. This is an incredible, incredible guitar. Picked it up to play it this morning, and it mesmerizes you.
It plays like a dream, doesn't it?
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable how good these are. Most people don't get to see a Max, and they've heard about Maxes, and there's been videos done. A mutual friend of ours did a video on this and another one. But this is the guitar you want. If you want a Les Paul and you can afford it and find one, I love it. And it says Gibson. It's not a Gibson. Gibson's aware of it, but it's not something to worry about. And Max isn't building anymore, so that kind of makes the price get a little more in demand, don't they? I think. And what's cool about it?
In his career of building guitars, how many do you think he made?
Oh, I wouldn't know the number.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of them out there. Joe Perry's got one. Slash has got them. Slash got a couple.
Because to make a
Brad
guitar
Whitford's
like
got
this,
one.
he probably has, it takes him a year to build a guitar, or what do you
I
think?
don't know how long it takes him. I've never asked him. But I do know they're so sought after. I won't mention any names, but there's an A-list rock personality that's after this one right now. We'll see how that works out. He might be getting the wrong end of the stick because I really like the guitar and I just don't want to see it go anywhere. But it is for sale at this point. It is pricey. One of the cool things is this top is accurate. The carve on the top is accurate.
Okay,
And
let's talk about that carved top.
this carved top was modeled after Pete Townshend's 1959 Les Paul. And Pete and Max sat down with his Les Paul, and they actually hand carved it out, and got a blank made so that they could use them. Max actually built it. It's not, they have them called a marlin that kind of goes around, and it traces that, and a router on the other side cuts the block of wood for the top that glues on there, so that the carve is just like Pete Townshend's guitar. And something really cool, a lot of people will say, hey, is it a Max? Well, we could get a picture of Max holding the guitar. And here, if we look right here, that is Max's body blank. Now, what I'm going to do while we're talking,
Put that thing back in the
put
case.
it back in the case.
That's a great idea.
If this case falls, this guitar will live if it's in the case. If it's not in
Okay.
the case and falls off, I'll be shedding tears. Okay,
Okay, show us what you have here.
this is the actual blank made from Pete Townsend's guitar, his
Okay.
59 Les Paul. And you can see it has the carve. So there'd be a jig, and the thing would go up and over the carve like that. And on the other side, there'd be a router cutting the piece of wood for the other top, so that each top of these Max Les Pauls was the same. This is the master top blank that built all of the Max Les Pauls. This is the Peter Max Barnett's top.
So again, they have a machine, and
Nowadays
you
it's
put your
called a
blank over
Marlin.
here. It's called a Marlin, and then you have this, and it
There's a guide.
and it goes across.
It goes up and
does-
down and then over and up and
I
down.
gotcha.
And it's followed by a router on this side that is cutting another blank of wood to duplicate this top, which is then glued onto the body to make the Max Les Paul. And the thing is, a lot of, I got told by someone, they're going to say that's not actually it, but I don't know if you can see this picture here. There's Max when he was loading all the wood on the truck, and we'll get over here for this. And for those who are naysayers and say that's not a Max or that's not Max's top, there's Max holding a really nice Carina flying. So there's no debating it. This is the actual top that Max built all those world famous. It's a piece of history.
Specifications.
I was speaking to Neil Moser on the phone about this, and Neil's comment was, gee, I'd love to have that hanging on my wall. That's a cool thing to have.
Now, Pete, from The Who, what's the story on where he got his 59?
Oh, God, you can only imagine. He probably bought it new.
Spot.
But I do know his Les Paul was used to make this
And he
master
didn't
blank.
like try to smash that one when he was on stage.
I don't know, he
hope.
probably did.
Piece of wood here. Tell
It's
me the
mahogany.
age of that piece of wood.
That is mahogany. Normally it would be maple. They do a cut a maple top, but this is, you can see it's mahogany. And like I say, this is so cool. I love to be able to just touch this and look at it, because how many people are going to see a Max? Not many. How many people are going to see the actual piece of equipment that Max used to make it? It's really a pretty historical piece when you look at the Max.
And
Les
again,
Pauls.
I keep asking, but that piece of mahogany is, how old is this piece?
I guarantee you that piece of mahogany's got to be really old. I know Max is selling some 60-year-old slabs on Reverb right now that are 60, 70 years old. And that's the wood he's got left. Back in the day, he had some really good wood. He still does. I mean, if you look, that's Brazilian rosewood, if you can look at it. I mean, there's no doubt there. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar. And I don't know if it's a nitro pro finish. It's not really shiny. It's kind of dull nitro. It looks like a 59. I mean, even the pick guard, you can see where it's kind of rusted in. Max did such a great job. He's one of the great luthiers of our time. These are crazy good guitars. The sound is incredible. Maybe we'll let somebody play it.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Same plays great.
Yeehaw!
There it is, man.